Team synergy now.
Let's go a little deeper. So here you have positive and negative, and most people are going back and forth between the positive and negative poles in life. Here's what I've learned. I am influenceable. If I get around a negative person, they move me towards the negative. I get around a positive person, they move me towards the positive. So one of the first and most powerful things that you can do to be an impact in other people's life, and this is the decision I made, is get right here on the positive and stay there. Promote other people, promote their business, talk about the things that make them great. Notice the positive, wonderful things about everyone you come in contact with. Do your best to avoid the negative because it's not real. It's an illusion. Now that doesn't mean you don't deal with loss and heartache and things that happen in your life, but the day in and day out emotions on how you feel cannot be dependent on what goes on around you. The key to being an inspirational communicator is learning how to stay strong internally and stay positive internally, even in the face of rejection, failure, and mistakes. Okay? So then you have your quality relationship. So here you have all this going on. You have the daily emotions that you have, real, false, or inspired, which generally comes from nature. You know, if you're out walking about and you see animals, wildlife, beauty in nature, it connects us to the real. It inspires us. We are inspired by art, by other people that are living the life that we aspire to or have a message that we connect with. Okay? Because it brings something real from within us in spirit and brings it out. Okay? So this is what's going on, and then you are also going through all that. So the people that you're interacting with, not only do they have their own communication tools and techniques, they also have their own positive and negative, inspired, real, and false emotions. And these are creating all these patterns in life, and you're starting to butt heads. If you have an agenda in the world, if you want to set a goal and move forward and go that way, there will be people that stand in opposition of you. Why? Because they also have a goal that may be going in another way. So you have to start to look at conflict differently, not to avoid it, but how to deal with it. So let's say that you have a member of the family. Member of the family is taking you for granted. Maybe they're always wanting to borrow money and they're not paying it back. Maybe they're just not treating you with respect. So now you have what is a boundary issue, perhaps a role issue. Maybe you're not setting or talking about expectations. Regardless, whatever situation you have with a relationship that is not being dealt with, you want to look at it, you want to look at communications as a loop. Okay? Generally what happens is that our life is okay. There is no loop. We're interacting with the people we know and love. Everything's going great. But then something happens. You do say something. They do or say something. You're blamed. They're blamed. Doesn't matter. What happens is there's now an open loop. And you feel a need to want to maybe reach out. Maybe they feel now to reach out. But you know that in order to deal with this, it's going to result in one particular thing. You're going to have conflict. Okay? And people want to avoid conflict. As a leader of people, having power with people is starting to get clear on how to deal with conflict. And it is exactly the opposite. You come from a place of power, but in reality, you don't have power. You don't exert power. Okay? What it is that you are open. You come from spirit and you listen and you hear. So you have two charged individuals, you and this other person. And what is happening is that you have conflict avoidance. Okay, you have conflict avoidance that's going on, and it is placing itself right here and is creating a barrier in the relationship. While that open loop is there, the problem is that most of us have loop after loop after loop after loop after loop that's not open or that's not closed. This sucks your energy. It sucks your time. You need to clean this up so that you can be in a place that's whole. Remember, the best thing that is in a relationship is you bring two whole people into a relationship and they connect. That doesn't mean that you don't have dysfunction. That doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. What it means is that you're not attached to your own agenda because someone else is attached to theirs. Argument. From conflict, your goal is to get some kind of resolution. So you must go first. That means you're going to approach this person. They will probably be angry. They will probably be defensive. And so when you start the dialogue, you must come from a place of being able to completely listen and hear them. That's where we'll pick up next. Stay tuned. Mark Allen Grainger with RelateYourWayToWealth.com. Go out there. Identify the relationships that need to be cleaned up. You're working with some of those people. You're living with some of those people. Get connected to the people that matter in your life and start to get the food of nourishment from your relationships.